So to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing in this webinar, I'm going to go through the overall outline of what we're going to discuss this afternoon. First of all, we're going to go through some definitions so that we're all sort of on the same page. I'm going to make some simplifications of things such as what are lot disposition tasks, just for the sake of ease of having a one-hour webinar on this topic, and also to ensure that we all understand the driving forces behind this particular discussion activity. So we're going to define what are our lot disposition tasks, what we mean by operational excellence, what an EBR system is, a definition and a description of how it can be implemented. And similarly, we're going to be doing that with ELN, which is the Electronic Lab Notebook, define it and describe how it can be and is most typically implemented. We're then going to get into some benefits of the use of EBR and ELN, and we're going to be describing some generic benefits as published by industry press, and we're also going to get into some specific examples from life science companies that have in fact implemented this execution level applications, including both EBR and ELN. Finally, or should I say penultimately, we're going to go through some critical success factors for implementing ELN. As in most implementations of technology, there's a few basic principles that you need to address right up front in order for you to be able to move forward and successfully implement the new technology. And then finally, we're going to have a question and hopefully answer session on anything that you come up with as we go through this webinar. And as Megan said earlier, if as I'm going through this webinar, questions come to mind, please use the electronic chat mechanism supplied by Webinar to let her know. Okay, so lot disposition. What I want to go through here is describe the key activities associated with lot disposition. Not necessarily in the order in which they occur, because a lot of them happen in parallel. But from a manufacturing perspective, the overall control of the production of the batch is of ultimate importance. During the production of a batch, there is likely to be in-process testing as dictated by sampling plans within the batch record, which must be processed by QC. At the end of the completion of the production of a batch, there will be manufacturing batch records, which will need to be reviewed prior to the lot being released. In addition, typically there is final product